Hello and welcome. I'm recording this video for Mother's Day 2021 in recognition of the tough time that so many working mums have had over the past year. My name is Anna Meller. I'm the UK's leading work-life balance expert, and part of my mission is not just to support women in finding that balance, but also in helping them to keep that balance as they progress their careers so they can make their best contribution both at work and at home. So the last 12 months have been really tough for working mothers. And I know that now we're coming out of lockdown, so many of you are rethinking what you want from work. And in particular, I know many of you are thinking about finding a more flexible working arrangement. So what I wanted to do is to share with you a 3-step process for agreeing the flexible working arrangement that you want and you need, and that also suits your employer. And the first step is to take control. Now, I know that might seem obvious, after all, it's your life, but very often, particularly in the workplace, we can slip into a situation where we have things happen to us. So what I want to do is encourage you to take control, and first of all, take control of your mindset. This isn't about positive thinking. This is about really working through all the benefits to you and to your employer and to your family that a more flexible arrangement will bring, particularly the benefits to your own health and well-being, which really is an act of self-care. And when you're clear about the benefits of that new arrangement, you begin to feel a sense of entitlement to it. So you're asking for something that really you deserve, because you deserve to look after your health. Your employer deserves to get the most productive, best version of you. And having that sense of entitlement means you approach a negotiation more positively. You're not approaching it as though somebody is going to do you a favor by granting your request. And the second thing that you now need to begin to take control of is your work-life boundaries. And I know for many parents, these have been blurred or completely broken down over the last 12 months. But now that children are beginning to go back to school, it's important to begin considering where you want to set those boundaries. You need those boundaries so that you can both be your best at work and at home, and to give you time for rest and recuperation. And when you begin thinking about where you want those boundaries to be, it will also help you with the negotiation as to the sort of flexible working arrangement you want. So step 1, take control. Step 2, develop a compelling business case. And for that step, I can offer you some support, because I've developed a free downloadable workbook that will help you think through all of the issues involved. And I'll put the link to that below this video. It's available from my website. So, a compelling business case starts with thinking about how you can work smarter, not harder. So thinking through the processes that make up your job, about how they can be improved, what you can do differently, and indeed what you might want to eliminate altogether. So working smarter, not harder. The second step is to think about what's in it for them. And by them, I mean your manager, your employer, your work colleagues, the compelling reasons why they will also benefit from having you working more flexibly. And there could be a range of reasons. It could be that it extends a service offer. It could be that there's a knock-on effect to other people. It could be that your employer looks better, as an employer of choice because they are supporting more flexible working. And the final point to bear about developing a compelling business case is really do the work. Don't skip this part. Really think through all of the issues for a couple of reasons. First of all, it will make you appear more professional when you begin to negotiate. And secondly, it means that you will be better prepared to discuss and overcome other people's concerns and objections. So step 2, prepare a compelling business case, and then you're ready for step 3, which is to negotiate bravely. And for some women, this will be about a brave negotiation, particularly if you have some assumptions that your employer is not open to different ways of working. But I'd like to remind you that this year's International Women's Day theme is Choose to Challenge. And what you're doing here is you are being a pioneer who is challenging what is really outmoded thinking. And I invite you to see yourself as part of a long line of women stretching way back to the 1960s, when women started going into workplaces in large numbers and started to challenge conventional thinking about the way that jobs should be structured. So you are following in the footsteps of mothers and grandmothers who did this before you. And just like them, you will be changing the workplace positively, not just for yourself, but for other generations of women. So choose to challenge. The second tip about negotiation is use questions. Think about what questions you can ask rather than what statements you can make. The beauty of questions is that they get people thinking about solutions. Whereas a statement can lead to a disagreement, if you ask a question such as, who else do we know that's already working this arrangement? Or what would need to change to make this a success? Then people begin to focus on the outcome that you're driving them to. So whenever you get stuck in the negotiation, think about what question can you ask to keep the negotiation moving and to get the outcome that you want. And finally, do remember that negotiations are never one and done. They could be a series of steps. And even if you hear no or I'll think about it, don't necessarily assume that that's the end of things. There's a fabulous negotiations expert called Natalie Reynolds, who makes the point that when a door closes, you can open it again. It's a door. That's how they're meant to work. So if you think that the door's been closed on you, think about how you can restart that negotiation, and again, probably by asking questions. So there we are, 3 steps to getting the flexible working arrangement you want. Take control of your mindset and boundaries, develop a compelling business case, and negotiate bravely. And in addition to the workbook that I mentioned earlier, I've also written a commercial book, which is available from bookshops, which will give you more support in negotiating. And I'll put the link to that below this video. And I also have a Facebook community, the Balanced Leader community, which can again offer you support in finding the flexible working and the work-life balance that you need as you progress your career. And again, the link will be below this video. So, happy Mother's Day. And if you're watching this after Mother's Day, I hope it was a good one. And I also wish you every success in finding the flexible working arrangement that you want and that will support your career over the coming years.